Hey, Wild fans, joined today by Keaton Thompson, the first-year defender with the organization from the 2019-2020 campaign. He's a North Dakota boy, but he's not in North Dakota. Where are you?
I'm in Minneapolis right now, just living in Plymouth with Luke Johnson.
Nice. Well, we had Johnny on a couple of weeks ago. Please make sure you send along our regards, and it's nice to see you. How you been?
I'm doing great. It's been a little bit of a weird summer, with the lockdown and whatnot, but can't complain when the sun's shining. We've got a great yard out here and can finally start working out. So it's been pretty productive.
If this was a normal off-season, free agency would have hit today. And by the way, happy Canada Day to all our Canadian folks. Um, but this is a way different offseason. But I want to go back to last year. You signed very late with the Iowa Wild. But take us through that decision, and I'm assuming at the end of the day you thought it was the right one for you.
Yeah, no, well, personally, it was a pretty stressful situation for me. Having to wait that long, just the unknown of where I'm going, who wants to have me. But my agent did a great job communicating with Minnesota. They gave me a chance. I thought I played pretty well in camp, and then things kind of just took off from there after NHL main camp. So once they saw who I was, what I brought to the table, I think it all worked out, and I think both sides were very happy, and it was a great situation all in all.
How would you describe your season, and on top of that, how much fun you had this year with the fellas?
Oh, I mean the fellas made it unbelievable. They brought me in, made me feel like family right away. So that was the first thing that made me feel at ease. Besides the injury part, I thought I had a good season. I thought I was trending upwards, so that was my first step. Just play consistent, try and get better each day, and I thought all in all that it was fun just to be out there and play with the guys. And then overall, we had a great season. So there's not one complaint I had.
Coach McLean, Brett McLean, was running the defense for the first time in his young coaching career. What was it like to have a guy that was a forward as a player and then switch to the defensive side of things? How did you find working with Coach McLean?
Mac was great. Mac has that idea like if he's a forward, he's going to attack you this way. So I think that's another way to look at the game. So we obviously can communicate back and forth on how you feel about one play and whatnot, but he gives you the offensive side of what a guy's trying to do against you. So I think it helps you break down of how you can play a guy, slow things down for yourself, and just attack with more speed or defend more solid.
One of the players, one of your teammates, I wanted to ask you about was Luke Johnson. Oddly enough, I thought we'd call you today. You'd be in North Dakota, your home state, but since you're spending time with your good buddy from your college days in Luke Johnson, talk about that relationship and share some insight for our fans about what makes you two tick.
He's probably getting sick of me at this point, but it's good. We keep it easy here. We try and give each other space. Like we'll go through our day, do our own thing, then we'll usually cook dinner, watch a movie, and start over again. We've been just trying to keep it pretty relaxed here. I mean, we spend enough time with each other. We know like what it's all about. Lived with each other in college, then got back to each other last year. So it's been awesome. He just got a house out here in Plymouth, so it's been fun to watch him work on that and see how it's gonna go. But he takes care of me, and I have his back too. So it's always been we're here for each other.
What's been the best movie that you've seen so far during the quote unquote off season?
Oh, I feel like I've watched them all. Uh, no, a big one we've been watching. It's kind of a series. It's called Australian Test Cricket. It's almost like 24/7 into their life, so they go through their whole season. So I had no idea about cricket or anything, so we started getting in that. It's pretty fun to watch once you get their lingo, but it took us about 4 or 5 episodes to finally catch on.
Whose idea was that?
It was really high rated. We kind of watched everything on Amazon Prime at that point, so I was like, all right, let's just give it a chance.
When I say Mike Liambus, a guy you played with in San Diego and now obviously with the Iowa Wild, what do you say?
Oh, he's my favorite human in the world. He's such a genuine guy. Like you can't meet a guy that cares so much about the game, cares so much about you off the ice, and he's just a beautiful human. There's nothing else you can say about him.
The San Diego Gulls, you were drafted by the Anaheim Ducks, spent a couple of years in their organization. There's not a lot of people I talk to that don't like San Diego. It's one of my favorite spots in all of America. What do you say about San Diego?
You know, I like to call it home. But no, it's my home away from home. I really enjoyed my time there. I mean, 75 and sunny every day. The beach is right there. It's a great place to play. Organization's great, but Des Moines pretty good itself too. So I enjoyed Des Moines a lot. Obviously, I have great memories from San Diego, but it's always a good vacation spot to go to.
What's your favorite outdoor activity?
Ooh, right now it'd probably be golf. As much as I hate it, but I still like to play it. Um, yeah, we've been golfing quite a bit. Like to get out on the lake a little more, but it's just when you're too tired, it's kind of hard to get the boat in, get out there.
Did you do any paddle boarding, surfing, anything when you were in California for a couple of years?
Yeah, I probably went surfing 2 or 3 times a week for most of the season if we were at home or whatnot. I just thought it was a really relaxing activity. Kind of got all right at it. I wouldn't really call myself a surfer, but I like to get out in the water and splash around for a bit.
Biggest wave you've caught? How high would you say?
Well, I was out there on an 8 foot day and got up, rode it for about maybe a second, and I just got smashed. So I would say that's the biggest I've tried. The biggest I've rode was probably like 6 feet, and that was a little scary in itself. After the 8 foot wave, I just went in and called it a day.
Did you start to get used to like the tides and look at checking the forecast as far as the waves go on a regular basis out there?
Yeah, I kind of got into it. There's a lot to it. I would say I know a fraction of what a normal surfer knows, so I kind of started looking into it, tried to get a gauge on what would be a good day to go, what would be a bad day. Yeah, but there's so much going on. When people know when the currents are changing 2 weeks out, I was just looking the day of.
The band you're listening to the most right now is who?
Oof. Um, Kind of all over the place. Been hitting a little oldies with Neil Young, but also been listening to a lot of Justin Bieber. Throwing it back a little bit.
All right, I like it. I like it. How good would your beard have been in the 2020 Calder Cup playoffs?
It might have been the best I've ever had it. We were going, we were going on about 6 or 7 months right when we stopped it. But yeah, I was getting pretty thick. I let it go for about another month or so. That I looked at myself in the mirror and I just didn't recognize myself. So it was time to go.
So you've trimmed up now. It's been a couple. I'm actually looking for my razor the last week or so. I figured it'd be appropriate to do a FaceTime call with you and not have shaved in a week or so. It'd only be appropriate. Is that the longest by far your beard's ever been?
Yeah, the year before in San Diego, I let it go about 7 months. Then we ended playoffs, so I shaved it right after that. But I don't think I've ever gone more than that 7 month, 8 month range.
What are you thinking this time around?
I don't know. I guess we had a pretty good streak going last year, so I might have to let it ride from the start.
Tomer, it's been great catching up with you, buddy. We hope to see you down the line. Again, tell Johnny we said thanks for the hospitality there. And again, always nice catching up with you. Thanks for doing this.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. It was good talking with you.
That is Wild defenseman Keaton Thompson here on Canada Day. Not sure when this thing will air, but shout out to our Canadian fans, of course, as always. Johnny, as well, tell him we said hey, and Tomer, thanks again, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Our Wild fans, take care.